Hey you guys, and welcome back to another tutorial slash rant. Today I haven't been able to record while I've been drawing, so I've decided to do this after the fact. So I wanted to talk a bit today about what's been going on in the Netherlands, and it's related to a video that Stefan Molyneux's put out. I'm always surprised at the level of tolerance that the Europeans have for this kind of behavior, but essentially what's going on is that Turkey, or Erdogan, the current prime minister of Turkey, who's a bit of an Islamist and also kind of a dictator. Anyhow, he's had that coup, the failed military coup, I think it was late last year, and after claiming power and government, he's wanting to increase his powers over the government, and that means putting through a referendum and getting his people to have a vote on it. And what he's done is he's wanted to start a campaign throughout Europe. And why, you ask, would someone living in Turkey, the Prime Minister of Turkey, why would he want to campaign throughout Europe? Now, for those of you who don't know, and as an Australian I can say I was certainly ignorant of this before as well, Turkey is not European. Turkey is an Asian country in the continent of Asia. And it is not in the European Union, and it's not European in any sense in that it's Islamic. It doesn't hold any European values, such as, well, those coming out of Christianity, for example. Essentially, it's on the border between Europe and the Middle East. And what Turkey's been doing for the last, ever since this refugee crisis has broken out, Turkey's just been having its cake and eating it too, being on the edge of the Middle East and Europe. Anyhow, the question comes back, why does this guy want to campaign throughout Europe when Europe there isn't a skerrick of connection between Turkey and Europe? Well, the answer is plainly that there's a whole bunch of Turks that are living throughout Europe, who are, as I mentioned, they are Turks. They are not Europeans in any sense of the word. They, I've lived here for quite a while now, and you can see it. You can feel it when you go on the streets. You see another culture, another society living among the Europeans, and these are the Turks. These are the women in their hijabs or burqas. These are the men who stick to themselves with, the Southern Asian or Middle Eastern, I suppose, appearance. And these are the people who hold up Turkish flags, the red flag with the moon and the star from the Islamic faith. These are the ones waving those flags, honking their horns throughout the streets when the football's on or when there's a Turkish marriage. There's a whole bunch of Turks living in Europe, and these people identify themselves as Turks. And what Netherlands has decided to do, as Erdogan, or at least his administration's wanted to start campaigning throughout Europe to its people, the Netherlands has forbidden this kind of, foreign campaigning in its own land. And this guy, Erdogan, he's totally lost his shit. He's started to threaten economic sanctions, raise the Turkish flag over the Holland or the Netherlands embassy in Turkey. This guy's just gone completely off the rails, and as if his politics weren't crazy enough, this guy's just, he's just off the rails. But are we to blame him? He is, I suppose I can understand what he's doing in the sense that he's working for Islam. He's working for Turkey and Turkey's interests. What we need to focus on, I suppose, in the West is what we're going to do about it. What do we do when there is a foreign kind of occupation in your land and there are people who are in it who clearly identify with a different country? For example, all of these Turks living in Europe, the Netherlands, Germany, France, Austria, all of these Turks who identify with another country and who are willing, extremely patriotic, and are willing to get out on the streets and protest for them. What does this say about integration? What does this say about the level of education or the level of assimilation that's occurred in the last 20 years as the Turks have been here? And the reason I'm drawing this guy as a baby today is totally spitting the dummy as I've just drawn the dummy over there. The reason I'm doing this is because this guy is very much what I like to call feminine, in the sense that this guy, and I guess Islam in general, they're not based in any kind of reality. They're based in a belief system, just like feminism is, a belief system that thinks that they are superior, and this superiority allows these subcultures within our societies, within Western societies, to believe that they're entitled to things. Just like this Erdogan guy thinks he's entitled to romp throughout Europe and campaign on the grounds of this referendum that's going to give him a whole lot of power. So here I'm drawing the hand, the Netherlands or Hollandic hand taking away the dummy from the baby. Unfortunately, the video at this point starts to jitter, and I'll cut to the end in a moment. But we can see that Erdogan here is just shitting himself. He's totally shitting himself because he can't handle the fact that he's not getting his way. And the point I'm trying to make in this image here is that just like the feminists, just like the women protesters against Trump, when these irrational people don't get their way, they turn to violence, they turn to threats, they turn to, just being unpleasant, calling out, pretending that everyone's a Nazi, as this guy's called the Netherlands, of course. This is what this is what the feminine nature does. It's not based in reality, and it's not based on any kind of honor system, right? Erdogan's had this amazing deal from Europe, what Angela Merkel's given him, which is the deal to look after the refugees or detain them at the borders of Europe in return for money from the European Union. And this guy has basically shat all over the deal and just tried to squeeze the living crap out of everything, every part of the deal that he can. And the point I'm trying to make in this picture here, this drawing here that I've made of him, is essentially that reality comes to bite. And I'm so glad that the Netherlands is taking a stand. They do have a general election on Wednesday, March 18, I believe. And I hope the fact that all of the Turks in Netherlands are crying and screaming and protesting on the streets, trying to threaten and fight for their own country, while they're living on benefits and on the pleasant host country that they're in, I hope that this shows people exactly what these kinds of people are about. These kinds of irrational, third world mentality, developing mindset, low IQ, what all of these people have to offer and what uncontrolled immigration is bringing to Europe and the West. America's had its turn to see this with the Mexicans flying their flags in America whilst Trump was campaigning. And I hope that this is a turning point for Europe as well. That that Erdogan, this Turkish prime minister, can so blatantly tour through Europe. By the way, I believe Germany is rolling out the red carpet for this guy. But the sheer disrespect for the European countries. He's going around trying to rally up his people. Just the fact that he's doing that is a sign that there is no integration and there is no path for assimilation for, the Turks. And if the Turks, who are so European, as people say, they're the most European kind of Arabs or Middle Easterners or Muslims that you're going to get, if even they can't integrate after so many years of living in the Netherlands, in France, in Germany, then there's absolutely no chance of these new refugees who Angela Merkel has invited in. There's no chance for them to find a new home in Europe. And more so, these people are full of just disrespect for the people. Anyhow, it's up to the Europeans. It's up to those people living in the countries, Netherlands, France, Germany. It's up to all of them to vote and put that democratic vote to work. And I honestly hope that after Trump, after Brexit, after all of the terrorist attacks that are going on in Europe, I hope that there's a turning point in Europe and we don't have to go down the path that I think, continuing on this path is going to take us, namely a civil war. Well, that's the end of my rant for today. I hope you enjoyed watching me at least draw. I'm sorry I didn't get to write, or at least talk my way through the drawing as I was going through it. But at least you get a kind of a background into what I was thinking as I was drawing it. It's a lot of fun. But again, caricatures, that's a really difficult topic, and it takes me a while to get used to drawing them as well. Anyhow, that's it from me. Have a great day. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you. Till next time, ciao.